Who is a bodhisattva?
A bodhisattva is a deity that attends on a Buddha, the primary deity of Buddhist sects. Every Buddha has his own specific bodhisattvas. Jizo attends the Buddha Amitabha, the Buddha of compassion.
A bodhisattva is an enlightened being that has not chosen to remove himself entirely from our world.
An actual Buddha has already attained enlightenment and has no place in the profane world any longer. So the bodhisattva retains that element of profanity so that he can help us.
They function as a kind of ladder to lead us into a higher realm. Considering the role of the bodhisattva, this figure does seem very formal, almost aloof.
The reason why he looks that way is because he is in a state of meditation, and it is the assurance of his garments and what he is carrying, his mendicant staff and his jewel, that convey the message of his compassion.
So although he's earthly, he represents here access to the divine. We're looking at a sculpture that may be 900 years old, and it's in spectacularly good condition, but we are seeing it out of its original context.
It would have been in a chapel, and it might have been surrounded by beautiful bouquets of flowers. It would have probably been by itself, because although Kashidagarba or Jizo is a bodhisattva.
Well, everyone, so welcome to Japanese Tattoo 101 with Kevin the Navigator. It's your host again, Kevin the Navigator. So, in this Japanese Tattoo 101, we're going to talk about the Jizo statue, or the Jizo Bosatsu. So, like in the first part of the video, Bosatsu is like the disciples of Buddhas. So, I know this make it complicated, very, very, very complicated, but Buddhas is like a lot of Buddhas. A lot of Buddhas. It's like, basically, it's like one big family. When it comes to Buddhism, Mahayana and Vajrayana Buddhism, it's very, very complicated. It's as complicated as Hinduism. So, but the difference is, in Buddhism, there's like Siddhartha and then his disciples. You know what I'm saying? Not to compare it to Christianity, it's like how Jesus has all of his disciples, but his disciples created more children, and their children created grandchildren and great-grandchildren. That's how it is in Buddhism. So in this particular case, the Jizo statue, you guys see this in anime. If you guys are a big fan of anime or a big fan of like Demon Slayer and Yu Yu Hakusho and all those anime shows, you're gonna see those little statues in the side of the ponds or the side of the temples of the Buddhist shrines and the Buddhist temples and stuff like that. And you'll see it all over Japan. China has it too. So if you go to your local Chinese restaurant or your local Chinese store, like, you're gonna see those little fat little Buddhas with the little beads in the sides. So those are Jizus as well. So basically, if you get a tattoo of a Jesus statue, you're basically like into religion, and you're always having for prayer. They can also be depicted as children as well, which most likely they are. And this Buddha right here is an adult Jizu as well. So it goes from a baby to a teenager to an adult. So what you saw in this past picture over here, this slide over here. Now, this is the meaning of the Jizu statue. Personally, for me, I have Jizu tattoos, but I have a Jizu beads, but not the statue itself. And this is what the original Jizu will look like. As you see over here, this monk. This is what the Jizu will look like, and the statues emulated because they made it to a miniature form so it could attract children to Buddhism, so it could attract children to be taught the Enlightenment. And also, with the Jizo statue, you could have variations. You could have in this variation, you could have it with a ring staff. The ring staff is a long staff of rings. So whenever a monk like goes ding 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 ding, he's making like a lot of noise to let everyone know to go on prayer. So, you know, it's like how in Christianity you have the church, bing, bing, time for prayer, or Sunday service, something like that. That's their version of it in Buddhism as well. So the prayer beads, I personally have a tattoo of it. I personally have prayer beads of the Jizu in Buddhism because I'm Christian and Buddhist. So this part being said, like, when you have a tattoo of all that stuff, you will just like have whatever the case may be. So that means you're into God, you're into religion, you're into prayer, you have good luck, good fortune. This is especially good for women as well. If you have a Jizo tattoo or Jizo beads, you're praying for your children as well. Oh, yes. I forgot to mention this as well. So on the next episode of Japanese Tattoo 101, we're going to talk about more Buddhas and more other common themes and more traditional Japanese stories and stuff like that. So I want to thank you guys for liking, sharing, subscribing, and asking me questions about Japanese tattoos. And keep on giving me requests on Japanese tattoo. All right, peace.